This story was sent to me by Craig Jarrett, and we are taking a trip back down to Florida, preferably South Florida, where you have these two individuals by the name of Justin Baccio and Sergey Incorina, and I probably butchered both of their names, but that's besides the point. Where these two right here have been sentenced for kidnapping and torturing a plastic surgeon with a blowtorch. And according to the article, it says that the Justin guy was sentenced to more than 11 years in a federal prison and was ordered to pay more than $82,000 in restitution. 11 years ain't enough time, in my honest opinion. I mean, a blowtorch, you know how powerful that is? That's a lot of heat coming at you at one time in a very forceful way. It says a Deerfield Beach man was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison for kidnapping and torturing a South Florida plastic surgeon with a blowtorch in an elaborate plot to steal money. Justin Baccio, age 33, previously pleaded guilty in federal court to charges of kidnapping and using a firearm during a violent crime. A federal judge sentenced him Thursday and also ordered that he pay more than $83,000 in restitution. According to court documents, the plastic surgeon was shopping at a Broward County Walmart on January 14th at around 6:45 p.m. when he was approached by an armed man in the parking lot and forced into a nearby moving van. The captors blindfolded and bound the surgeon, who was not identified in the court papers, during the ride to a storage facility in Margate. The men stunned the surgeon multiple times using a taser gun. Once at the storage facility, the men tied the surgeon to a chair and used a blowtorch to burn the tops of his hands and beat him. Eventually, the men began questioning the surgeon about whether he had access to the money that night. The surgeon told the men that there was $50,000 inside his home and told them where to find it. The surgeon told authorities that the captives were hard to see because they wore baseball hats outfitted with bright headlamps. At some point, the men forced the surgeon to drink alcohol and he passed out. Now, I'm trying to figure out what kind of alcohol was this actual, was this drinking alcohol or was this rubbing alcohol? It just says alcohol. But I'm going to guess that as hell, they already tortured him with the blowtorch. I'm going to assume that it was rubbing alcohol. At around 4 a.m. the next morning, police found the victim bound inside his car outside a Cheetah Gentlemen's Club in Hallandale Beach. The victim continuously hit the car's horn to attract the attention of police. Meanwhile, the men traveled to the surgeon's home in Miami-Dade County in an attempt to steal the $50,000, but were scared off when a family member turned on the lights as the men approached the door. Investigators were able to connect Baccio, a former flight instructor, and Serge Incorina, a 53-year-old Spanish national, to the abduction using videos from surveillance cameras at multiple locations, including Walmart. Authorities also found evidence that Baccio and Corina had stalked the surgeon before the abduction, visiting his Broward County medical office. Phone records and purchases, including renting the moving van, helped tie the man to the abduction. The case against Incorina is still pending. When I see something that says, first off, that says Spanish national, you know what that says to me? Illegal alien. And ICE needs to come and round his raggedy ass up and send him back to the border or wherever the hell it is that he came from. But that's crazy though. Like, I couldn't imagine being in a situation like that at all. And I would have grew some suspicion of them. They said that they were stalking this surgeon. Like, my antenna would go up if I saw two random people coming into my office and not one of them is a patient. Like, they just happen to come there all the time, just scoping the place out. Now, plastic surgeons are some of the most highest paid doctors and surgeons in the country because you're talking about a person that's paid to alter your looks. But that's crazy though. Like, I'm glad they didn't kill him because he probably thought he was gonna, die and everything like that. And the person who was also at the home is lucky too that these guys weren't bold enough that even though they came to that door and someone was there, that they didn't knock the door down and they could have tortured and possibly killed the family member as well. They lucky they got scared and ran off. But yeah, deal with both of them the way that they need to be dealt with. Always gotta try to ruin somebody's bag. Like, this guy worked and went to all this year for all this schooling and paid all that money to get to where he is, only to have to almost have it snatched away by these two goddamn idiots. And they try to tell us we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.